If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Now, out of all the most successful people that I know, the one thing that they all share, the one thing that they all have in common is that they didn't get to where they are alone. And most of them had a mentor or a coach or a parent or a teacher, somebody that pivoted and made them a priority and helped them become the best version of themselves. And having this kind of person in your life is the only way that I know to be able to go fast and far and make some good money along the way. But how do you find the right person to mentor you? Well, these days there's about 1 million different options, masterminds, gurus, coaching programs that are out there. And on the surface, they all seem to promise the same exact thing. So today, I want to talk to you about the 5 traits that I look for in a mentor so you can confidently go out there, find the right person to guide you through your real estate investing journey. Hey there, clever investors. What's going on? Cody Sperber back again. And today I got a really special episode for you because we're going to be walking you through how to choose the right mentor. But before I get too deep into today's training, I just want to take the time, welcome all our new visitors to the channel. Here on this channel, we talk about how to break free from the rat race using creative real estate investing strategies. So if this is something that interests you, please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to turn on post notifications by hitting that little bell. That way you get notified every time I release new content. Sound good? All right, let's dive into today's video. Now, I want to talk to you for a minute about a topic that's extremely near and dear to my heart. Now, this is a pretty intimate topic for me because, as you probably know by now, it's been my life's passion to teach others how to get into the real estate investing business so they can reach true freedom in their lives. Now, I know what this has done for me. I know what it's done for my family. So I take my position in this industry and in this business very seriously. But unfortunately, there's a lot of BS that's out there. There's a lot of garbage. There's a lot of people blowing smoke up your you-know-what. And I can't stand it to see good people get taken advantage of. So let's start this conversation off by laying some groundwork. There's a huge misconception out there between a mentor and a coach. And it's really important to understand what you're searching for so that way you know the right place to go and find it, right place to get the guidance. So what is the difference between a mentor and a coach? Simply put, a coach is somebody that teaches but doesn't necessarily do, while a mentor teaches and does do. Now, a coach might understand things that they're technically teaching, but they're not necessarily doing what they teach themselves. Think of it like a basketball coach. Basketball coach, right? They know the rules. They teach the team strategies. They probably even played a little in the past at some point, but they don't actually play in the game right now. And while an actual basketball player, well, they know the rules, they know the strategies, they're actually in the game and they practice a lot. Now, there's a lot of amazing basketball coaches and there's a lot of amazing basketball players that are out there. Think of Shaquille O'Neal, right? Shaquille O'Neal, he was an amazing player. He put in the work, he practiced a ton, and he mastered his craft over a 20-year period that he played in the NBA. But he became the Shaq that we know and that we love because he had an amazing coach and coaching staff that was surrounding him, right? They were pushing him to become the best version of himself. And that works great in a team environment like a sports team because you don't need your coach to be a better player than you. In fact, you really don't want your coach to be a better player than you. All right, you just need the guidance and the direction and the accountability from the coach. Now, like I said before, the coach teaches but doesn't do. And in business, it's just different. Just having the technical know-how doesn't always help you win the money game like it does in sports. In sports, it works because there's a standard set of rules to go by. But in business, there really aren't any rules. It's not controlled by an environment. So unfortunately, in my opinion, coaches don't work in business. Said another way, it's the things that you can't learn in books that are oftentimes the most important in business. So what you really want in business is a mentor. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people in this industry that get suckered in to going with a bad coaching program simply because they don't know any better. And then guess what? They get hurt. Well, I've been there. I've done that myself. I did the random pop-up events. I did the stupid bus tours, the traveling road shows. I bought crap off of infomercials, I've gone to those live events where they sell you on the idea of getting rich, and then all of a sudden there's some coach or some system, some push-a-button magic money machine that will literally change my life. I've been to all those things. I've dealt with all those courses, all those garbage softwares, and they make it sound amazing, and they're amazing salespeople, but they fall short because all they do is gas us all up. We get all motivated. We're hungry to learn. We're ready to take on the world, and what do we end up with? Some BS phone coach reading from some script, sitting in a cubicle, getting paid $20 an hour, hasn't done a deal in years, if ever. It's the typical guru stigma. And I think it's why the industry has such a bad rap. Now, a mentor, on the other hand, this is totally different. A mentor is somebody that you look up to because they're actually out there doing it better than you. In fact, better than anybody. They're playing the game at the highest level. They know the world that they operate in, and they're excited, they're enthusiastic, and they love it. They're passionate about sharing what they've discovered over many years of trial and error and figuring things out, and they love sharing it with other good people. Not because of some minimum hourly wage that they're getting, but because they've gotten to the point in their lives where they've had so much success that it's the next evolution of themselves to turn around, reach down, and help the next person up. Be able to share their expertise, share their wisdom with the next generation coming up. And they're doing that with people that are actually worth their time. So you guys know my story, right? My mentor, Lyle, he radically changed my life. Not because of his insane real estate knowledge. Yes, he was very, very knowledgeable, right? He's been doing this business forever. He was like freaking Yoda to me.
Do or do not. There is no try.
But because he embodied 5 extremely important characteristics that I want to share with you right now that every mentor needs to have. And looking back, it's these 5 things that made the biggest difference for me in my life. And it's the same 5 things that I give to all of my mentoring students. So what I want to do right now is I want to talk to you about these 5 traits that you should look for in your mentor. This is hands down one of the most important traits that your mentor should have. And here at Clever Investor, it's a requirement that our mentors are closing deals each and every month so that way we can ensure that our students are always working with active deal makers. So why is this so important? Well, for starters, things in this real estate space, they change quickly. Things that were working a few years ago that might have been crushing it are no longer relevant these days. I call this the speed of money. And with technology and social media and big data and smart data, the faster you can adapt and the further out that you can see, the more money you're going to make. This is also the biggest thing lacking from those lame phone coaching programs that are out there. How can you put your faith into somebody that when you run into a challenge on a deal and you need help, like help right now, all they can do is like flip to some section of some script or some book that they were given, Real Estate for Dummies or whatever they were given, that was written 5 years ago, and hope that they could find something that actually can pass as actual knowledge. It might be a little harsh, but that's something you need to know. So before you invest your money and your time and so much of yourself into a mentor, you need to make sure that they're an active real estate investor. You need to make sure that they have real world, up-to-date, hands-on experience, and they're knowledgeable in the areas of this business that you can't learn in books. Remember, in business, you want somebody to mentor you through the process that has the wisdom and the skills and the capabilities embodied in themselves that you're looking to acquire, and not from some stupid phone coach. You should be a priority for them, not just a number. Your mentor taking you on should be as important as taking them on, and they should be somebody that is dedicated to making time for you. Listen, true mentorship, it's so much more than just teaching the technical skills of being a real estate investor. It's about a relationship. This is going to sound corny, but this is about love. True mentorship is when somebody pivots and makes you a priority and then takes the time to really get to know you, your dreams, your goals, your background, your history, the things that make you uniquely you. And then they take those raw materials and they help you create and implement a game plan that allows you to unlock the next level of your life. That's when you know that you're working with a real mentor versus just a wannabe business coach, or worse, somebody trying to take advantage of your hopes and your dreams and your enthusiasm. Listen, a good mentor is available when you need them, but they're also not available to every single person that just wants to mooch off of them and waste their time. And what I mean by this is that the world is full of weak-minded people that are just there for a free handout. They don't really want to put in the work. They're not willing to sacrifice to get the results. But here's the thing, successful people playing the game at the highest level, we've developed a sixth sense. We can spot a time waster coming from a mile away, and a good mentor will put in the time, put in the energy needed only for people that deserve it. The real estate market, it's always changing, and as you continue to learn and grow as a real estate investor, it's important that you find a mentor that is constantly learning and growing right alongside with you. Now, a good mentor is constantly self-educating. They're doing the same thing that you're doing, and they're searching for mentors and people playing at the game at a higher level than them that are more knowledgeable to them, so that way they can make better connections. They can keep pushing themselves and keep unlocking their next level of their lives. Right? At the end of the day, your mentor should have mentors. And if they don't have mentors, that's a huge red flag. Now listen, when I first got into this business, I had to make a decision, because there's really only two ways to find a good mentor. And you got to put yourself into the mindset of successful people. Successful people value time more than anything else. And there's always constantly people asking and fighting for our time and attention. And so we're always trying to make a decision. Is this person worthy of my love and my energy and my time, right? And so, two ways to find a good mentor. Way number one is to serve your way into proximity, because proximity is power. You can do all the crap work. You can run the errands. You can get gas. You can, for me, when I took on Josiah in this fashion, Josiah put up my eviction notices, and he put out my bandit signs, and he did all the grunt work in my office to make sure, he cleaned the office, and he got the lunch, and he did all the grunt work. And he earned, over a long period of time of serving, my time and attention. Now, the way I came into this business, because that was too slow for me, right? I wanted speed, right? I wanted results quickly. And so I just cut a check in order to get proximity to successful people. So when I stroked that check and cut the check to Lyle pivoted and made me a priority. So I used money to go further faster. I cut the check and cut the line, if that makes sense. And that gave me the proximity without having to put in all the grunt work so I could get right to business. So there are really two ways to do it. And even today, when I look at my life, yeah, I'm mentoring people in the real estate space. I've been doing it since 2010. I love it. It's my life's passion. But even today, I'm still practicing that habit, because every time I cut the check, if it was with the right mentor, I always got the results. I put in the work, I got the relationship, and I was able to get the results. And so I was rewarded. I kept doing it time and time again. After Lyle, I went out and cut checks for other mentors, and then I bought my way into high-level masterminds, and every single time it opened up that next level of income. All right? And so even today I'm mentoring, but I'm always constantly learning and on the hunt to grow and become the best version of Cody that I can be. So again, you should always be open to learning and trying new strategies. Your mentor cannot be set in their ways. They should be able to help you adapt to changes in the market or last-minute problems that come up on a deal. And they should absolutely be somebody that faces your challenges right alongside with you, with enthusiasm, with positive energy, and they need to be somebody that gets right to the nitty-gritty. They can't just be talking strategy. They got to roll up their sleeves and be a solution-oriented mentor to help you through your problems as if it was their own. Have you ever heard the saying, show, don't tell? Well, this is something you should definitely be paying attention to when it comes to taking on a potential mentor. Now, anybody can tell you that they're the greatest real estate investor on planet Earth, and they've helped a ton of people get rich, and they're closing deals left and right. But the reality is, you can't trust somebody's Instagram wall. The proof is in the pudding. You have to trust, but verify. It's so easy to get fooled nowadays into believing that a person or a company is actually as good as they say, So it's your job to put in the research and really discover the truth. What they're all about. What is their story? How long have they been in business? Who are some of the people that they've actually worked with in the past? They should have an insane amount of testimonials, and they should be different than all the other options out there. Now, on the flip side, this trait of showing, not telling, really isn't something that you should be having to demand from your mentor. Otherwise, something shady is probably going on. Your mentor should be an open book with you. They should be sharing things and excited to share things like a recent deal that they just made a killing on, or how they set up their investing operation and, made it more scalable. Some super niche way to get better housing data or smarter data that nobody else has access to. This kind of transparency is the foundation for our next and final trait to look for in a mentor, and that's you need an open, honest, and direct relationship with your mentor. And by the way, this isn't always fun, but it is crucial to your success and you getting the most out of this relationship. Your mentor should not just be a cheerleader unless you earned it. You need them to hold you accountable when you commit to doing something and not sugarcoat it when you're slacking, when you're procrastinating, when you're holding back. They need to be tough on you when they need to be tough on you. And they also need to be empathetic when you're struggling, and they need to celebrate with you when you succeed. And this goes both ways. You need a mentor that you can be honest with. What good is it going to do for you if you can't tell them that you're struggling with something? If you need help, you should be able to ask them. There should be no ego in the way, no pride. It should be that kind of relationship where you can both talk to each other. Hey, I screwed up. I didn't do what you said to do. Or I don't understand it. I'm scared to do it. Whatever it is, you should be comfortable telling them what's going on. Now, there's a lot of people out there that are just shitty people. They use scare tactics and false scarcity and manipulation and fear to push people around. A good litmus test would be you asking yourself just a simple question. Would I trade places with this person if I could? Are they filled with honor and integrity? Do they do what they say they're going to do? Do they show up when they say they're going to show up? Are they the best at what they do? Did they master and win the money game? Do they have a wonderful family life? Are they an amazing husband or wife or father or friend? Do they have a well-balanced spiritual side? Are they egotistical and rude to people that they perceive to be below them? Or do they treat people well? Are they healthy? Do they live a healthy lifestyle? Come across so many people that are paying such heavy karmic debts because of the cutthroat, negative things that they've done in the past to become financially successful. And yeah, they have a lot of money, but what does that really matter when you're unhealthy and you're constantly have negativity all around you? I don't roll that way, and I don't want to learn from people that roll that way. So now you know the 5 main traits to look for in a mentor. And I've been in this business for over 15 years. I've done thousands and thousands of deals, made tens of millions of dollars, and yeah, I live in awesome houses, I drive amazing cars, live this amazing lifestyle that I've always dreamed of, but the thing I am most proud of, the thing that gets me more excited than anything else in life is just being able to be in a position where I get to help, where I get to serve and mentor others, get to be a part of their real estate investing journeys, and I just love the community and the amazing people that have come into our lives here at Clever Investor. It brings me more joy than any other accomplishment that I've ever made as a businessman. And I just want to thank you guys for allowing me that opportunity. That's all I have for you in this one. Get out there, find yourself a kick-ass mentor, and never give up on your dreams of becoming a successful real estate investor. Trust me, if I can do it, so can you. Until next time, take care, comb your hair, Sperber out.